So in this session, we see how to get connected to MySQL database instance using Python MySQL connector. I'm not hearing you, Swati. Okay. So here, first of all, I have opened MySQL command prompt. From here, I try to create some stored procedures. So here, first of all, I see what databases are available in this. I write show databases. So these are the databases we have. Now what I do here, I just open the SDBM. So for that purpose, I use command use followed by SDBM. Now I would like to see the tables available in this. So I write here show tables. So it says sample. Whether any data is available in that, let me check. Select star from sample. So no data is available in that. So in that case, what I do, I try to open some other database like AllAirDB. So what I write here, use AllAirDB. So it is not available. Then some spelling mistake. Try to open this one. Now let me show you tables. Show tables. I write like this. These are various tables available in this. So we have so many tables created in this. Okay, so from this, I want to go with some kind of data. So what data is available in this? I try to see. I write here select star from agents like this. I type. It is showing some data. Okay. Similarly, I try to see some plots. So what are the plots available in this? I would like to see. Select star from plots. So nothing is available in that. The table is also not available. Probably this is venture plots. I will command like this. So here it is available in this manner. I just want to describe DESC, then venture plots. It can show columns like this. So I just want to retrieve only few things: plot ID, then extent, direction, dimension, road facing, status. I want to take that much. Select plot ID, then extent, direction. After that, I go with the dimension. Then I write here road facing. From put it as venture plots. So it's going to show this much data for us. This is data available. Now I would like to retrieve it. So for this purpose, I write a stored procedure, then I invoke that from the command prompt. Okay, so I try to retrieve that particular thing from the command prompt here. Sorry, from the stored procedure I write. So in order to write a stored procedure, okay, first of all, I write this piece of code. Set delimiter hash. I am setting a delimiter as hash. Just a minute, I'll tell you. Okay. So what I do here, delimiter I write first. I tell what is delimiter. Delimiter is basically we use to separate the commands. Semicolon is the default delimiter we have. But here we have to change that. I go with the dollar here. Delimiter dollar I set. Now delimiter is changed here. I write a procedure like create procedure. Okay, so get all plots, get all I say. Just one procedure I am writing. So get all. Then what is the command I gave here? The same command I need to put here also. So this is a command I have to use inside this. Okay, get all, we write here, USP underscore get all we write, followed by, I should use empty parenthesis. If you have any parameters, we need to put there. Then here we write begin, then here write whatever I just copied, I paste that. Okay, so here we use the semicolon. Then at the end, we need to write here end. Okay, I press enter key. Then here I write end, followed by I put here dollar. Now the procedure is created. Now we need to use again delimiter back. Delimiter semicolon. Normally what we use, delimiter semicolon we use for delimiter. Whenever you have more than one command to separate commands, we use semicolon as delimiter, as we use in the C language. Okay, in the C language we use semicolon the same way. Whenever we create here a stored procedure, first of all we need to change delimiter. Otherwise you have here a semicolon. As soon as you type semicolon, the command gets executed. In order to stop getting such things done, first of all we need to change delimiter dollar. Then here we write create procedure USP underscore get underscore all. Then we say begin, select plot ID, comma extent, comma direction, comma dimension, comma road facing from venture plots, then end dollar. So with this, what is happening? Command is getting ended. So automatically what is happening here? The procedure is getting created for us. Next thing we have written delimiter semicolon. We are changing back delimiter to semicolon. Now let us call this. This procedure we call from here. Call followed by USP underscore get underscore all. Like this, I want to invoke. Now to execute this one, here I need to press semicolon, press enter key. What is happening? It is showing you all the records. When I invoke that from the MySQL command prompt, it is showing you all the data, whatever is available in that. So like this, I have invoked the stored procedure using call method followed by procedure name. We can do like this. So this is getting called in this manner. Now next thing, what we have to do, we need to call this procedure from the Python code. Okay, we have to call this from the Python code. So for that purpose, we need to use a call procedure command. With that we can do it. Now let us see this, how we can use this in the Python code. Here I go with a new file. I go with the file here, new file. Here I should use a Python file. Then in this very first line is what importing it. I have to import it. Okay, so first I should be importing this particular thing here. Then after that, I need to open a connection. How we do here in the same manner, we do it. So here, go with the MySQL connection in this way. Then go with try catch block also here, untitled. In this, we put try. Then here we write except. So we put except. Okay, except we take, and here exception as exe, print exe we put here also. Okay, so first thing is what here we have opened a my connection, localhost root password we gave this. Even here we need to specify now the database. Database name also we have to specify in this case now. So we have to use here database name also. So without that it can't work. So let us put the database name also in this. Okay, so without database we cannot use it. Then write here database. Okay, here what we do, we put a colon. Then we need to specify the name of the database. So equal to, we need to put what is the name of the database. It is what database we have here, the same thing we need to use here. So this is, here we have written somewhere in the top use. Okay, before this we have used actually use command. So with use we have done something. So let us use that same database name. So we have so many records due to that. Right, this is. Okay, so this is what actually the database name. On the top I have chosen the database name. The same thing for spelling problem we have. So here I was using use command, with that we could do it. So this is what the database name. Okay, copy this and we try to put here in this database. This is the database name we are keeping in this. Next thing is what here we need to command we are creating. First thing is what we have created connection. The next thing is what we created a command object. So once command object is created, we need to invoke the procedure. Okay, we have to invoke the procedure. To invoke the procedure, we write like this: cursor or cmd we have here. So cmd dot, then we write call procedure. We have a method called call procedure. In this, I should specify the name of the procedure. What was the name of the procedure we gave here? So that procedure name we need to specify here. We have used some create procedure command. So with that we have written a procedure. We have the procedure name is USP get all. This is the name of the procedure. I can call from this, copy this one, and I put here the name of the procedure. So we are going to call the procedure name there, and inside that we don't. So what we do exactly inside that, we don't require any brackets. Just we write USP get all. So next thing is what we have to go with the retrieval of data. So here whenever we look at the procedure here, whenever you call a procedure, we get here, there is one method called stored results. With the help of that, whatever results are retrieved, we can retrieve here. Therefore, we write here for res in cmd dot, we write it as stored results. It has retrieved data, so this is nothing but here stored results. Whatever results are returned from stored procedure, so this is going to be calling here. Next thing is we can print here. Okay, we can go with the print followed by here res dot fetch all. We can go with the fetch all command. So using fetch all, we can be retrieving all the rows from the result. This can print here for us all the rows. If there is any exception, it's going to throw exception here. Okay, how this is written? First of all, we have a connector. Okay, then after that we open a connection. So once connection is opened, we go with the command here. So using command objects, we can invoke the stored procedure. We are invoking stored procedure. So when stored procedure is getting invoked, what happens? It can fetch data from the table. Okay, so it is going to be like in the stored results. This is the method. So in this method, we have it's basically iterator. So whatever data we have in that, from there we retrieve using res.fetchAll, and one by one it can print here. So now let us save this one as Python MySQL SP we put stored procedure. Okay, now I should come to command prompt, cmd, change into G drive, in this cd python csv, and here we need to invoke that command. Python MySQL SP I have to invoke. So we write here Python followed by Python MySQL SP.py. So it says, okay, py we are missing, I think. Due to that, we are getting that problem. So when we go with this, it is showing data in this manner for us. Like tuple we are getting here, everything is like a tuple. Okay, so all the tuples they are getting printed for us. So whenever we go with the fetch all, what happens is that fetch all is going to be giving a list of tuples. So one by one basically we have to get here. Now further we change the code. On the top what we do, or else what we do here, we just write rows equal to res.fetch all. So we can write command as fetch all. So we are retrieving all the records from that. So once we are fetching it, one by one again we need to retrieve from the rows. I say rows, not row, rows I write. Then in the next line, I write like this, for row in rows. Okay, then here we can print one by one row. So like a tuple, it will be getting printed for us. Here write print followed by row. So one by one row we can print in this. We are going for nested for loops in this. One for loop in the other for loop. This is called as nested for loops. There can be number of stored results. Okay, but from that we take only very first stored result. From there we are going to be getting those things. Rows, I mean, see, when you go with the MySQL command, all these are nothing but rows. We are getting here rows 5 to 4, 5 to 5. This is nothing but one row. This is second row. This is third row. whenever you go with SQL command, select command, it retrieves rows only. So first of all, we are getting all rows from that table. Then one by one row we take and we try to print here. Here what is happening, when you look at the output, it is printing all the rows in a list only. So everything is nothing but a tuple. The row is nothing but in tuple form. It's printing here all the rows like list. But now what happens, one by one it's going to print. In different lines you are going to get this time. So when you look at this piece of code, all are mixed. You cannot see them clearly, separately. But now here what happens, one by one we can retrieve and we can print here. Now once again, let us try to execute this piece of code. Okay, I just execute this. I haven't saved this, I think. Save this. Then once again, I execute this. Now what is happening? Row by row, it is printing here for us. Row by row, we are getting here data. If you look at this, row by row, we are getting, in this case here. When I go with the Python SQL sp.py, so this is the first row, this is second row, this is third row, this is fourth row, like this, row by row, we are printing. Here, what exactly we do? Retrieving row by row from this. This fetch all gives you number of rows. Okay, from that rows, one by one row, we need to print. Similarly, further, if you want to go into columns, you can go with the columns in that. So it can be like this. Okay, print row we have written. Instead of going with the print row, here we go with another for loop. Okay. For fetch all is retrieving all the rows available in the database table. Okay. So it can fetch all the rows and we are printing here row by row. When you go with the for row in rows, when you say print row, it's printing row data. But now here what happens? It's going to, I want to print columns. One by one column, I would like to print here. So therefore, I go with this. Before this, what I do, I can just try, I can declare a variable str. So this is nothing but an empty string I make like this. So first thing here, what I do, str equal to, okay, here I require another loop for col in row. Okay, for col in row, one by one column I want to retrieve here. Then str equal to what I write, str plus col I type. I am going to append to the same str. Now at the end of this one, I should print it. Write print here in this str. Okay, print str. Here str must be in this, here we should have it. Every time that should be initialized to empty string. Once, whenever you get a new row, it should be initialized to empty string. Now when we run this, this should print here. Okay, but what we require is, we require here a comma separation between them. Comma or some other symbol. I can go with a comma. So with comma, you have to separate it. Now when we run, earlier when we are running, how we get in the brackets like this. But this time we don't get bracket only with a comma, we can get the data. And we don't have any single quote also now in that case. Now come to this piece of code, try to execute it. Okay. So sometimes what is happening, you are getting numbers. 649 is nothing but therefore it gives that error. Okay, so what we do in such cases, we can go with the str function. Using str, we convert into string, then we try to concatenate this. Str object is not callable, it says. So this is str followed by, we have here conversion, call is nothing but number. Every time we cannot be calling that. So in such cases, what we can do, if we have to use type here, right. Before that, I try to print here, print type followed by, write this as here, str. We put in the brackets as str. Okay, what str is going to be getting printed? Let us see that. I just go with this, then it says class str. So it is giving us basically a set. Sorry, it's giving it actually like class str we are getting in this. Str object is not callable. If it is string, in that case we can do, otherwise we cannot do it. Okay. Str is data type. What I can do in that case? So we try with format function. Python format function also we have, I think. With that we can make it. But format string cannot work always. There can be certain issues with that. Okay. What we can do in that case is, so I try to write in this way. Here it is str I have taken. Instead of that, I put here format. Let us see how this is going to work. So every time it is printing, because this method is getting invoked every time when I go with this. And here instead of str, I need to use some other word. I can put something like sent. I should use sent only in that because str is a keyword. Sent, and I should use here sent only. Then what we do here, we go with the send.format pole we have taken. Then here we print SCM. So in such cases, what happens? Let us see. Okay. Then in such cases, we just convert it to string one. Then once again, we see this. It's printing now. You can get all these things in different rows. So if you go with this, what is happening here? Okay. Let's come to this point. First of all, clear it. Let's say this as CLS, clear screen. And when we type, it's giving like this. data we are going to get in this manner. They are getting separate with comma here. 524 to 15, like this. We get a comma, then with that we are getting in this manner. Comma is coming because already we have a, here in this, sent is nothing but empty string here. Empty string with comma only it's going to start. So that's why in the beginning we have empty string. So one by one column we are retrieving and we are putting into this particular string and we are printing here. So this is what calling a stored procedure. So first of all, whatever stored results are there, we are fetching all of them. We are getting all the stored results. So from the stored results, when we go with the res.fetch all the data, whatever is available, we are retrieving here into rows. Then what we do here, one by one, we are retrieving from rows here. For row meaning is what here? One by one, we are fetching rows here. Then from that row again, one by one column we are fetching and we are concatenating into a sentence or sent. Then at the end we are printing it. So like this, we are calling here a stored procedure. So this is what calling a stored procedure from the Python code. Using Python code, we get connected to MySQL stored procedure, MySQL. Then we are invoking stored procedure. So either you can use inline SQL commands or you can use stored procedures. So that is up to you what exactly you want to use. So this is retrieving data from the database. It is retrieving all the data from database and it's showing you here. All the data means whatever we have written in the stored procedure. So if you come to this, here somewhere on the top we have defined it. So what we have defined in the stored procedure, once I can see this. So as we come down, we can find here a lot of data. That's the reason. Okay, this is the procedure we have defined. So create procedure. Normally we use semicolon as delimiter. So separate commands we use semicolon. But when you write a stored procedure, you may be writing more than one statement. All the statements you need to separate using semicolon. Whenever you write from MySQL command prompt, as soon as it encounters a semicolon, it thinks it as the code is getting terminated. I mean the command is completed. So therefore, in order to stop that, what we do first of all, we put the delimiter $. Okay, while doing this, while defining stored procedure, when we type a semicolon, it will not stop further. That means it will not execute immediately. So for that purpose, what we use delimiter here, $. That means no longer delimiter is going to be semicolon while we are creating stored procedure. So what we have written delimiter $, then create procedure USP underscore get underscore all. Then after that begin, then we write here select plot ID, extent, direction, dimension, road facing from venture plots, then end $. So what is happening with this? The procedure creation is getting ended. So whenever it encounters here $, immediately it gets executed. Then after that, what we do, we restore the original delimiter to semicolon. Okay, so like this, we have defined a stored procedure and we are calling this using call. So same calling we can do from the MySQL, from the Python code using this mechanism. So first of all, we establish a connection, then we create a command. After that, what happens here? We can call the procedure cmd.call proc usp underscore get all. So it is calling the procedure. So when it's calling procedure, it's going to retrieve data in the form of stored results here. So from the stored results, what we do, we are going to fetch all the data. Rows equal to res.fetch all. It's retrieving all the data. Then after that, row by row, we are iterating here. Then we are printing column by column. First of all, we retrieve column by column, then we assign to sentence, then we print the sentence. So like this, we retrieved here and we are executing the code. Okay. You understood this, Swati? So this is what calling a procedure. In the same way, you can try with insertion, you can try with retrieval. With those things also you can try. Retrieval we have done, with insertion, with updation also in the same manner. You can do the procedures. You can call procedures. You can create procedure and you can call similarly in the same manner. Okay. So this is what getting connected to MySQL. Then from there we are executing all this.